What's going on YouTube? It's time. I took the day off work. I had to do some stuff this morning and I proceeded to go to a handful of hobby shops around the Dallas-Fort Worth area trying to find what I needed, and wanted to give a big shout out to Hobbytown USA in Lewisville, Texas. Those guys, I went to two other hobby shops that on their websites and Facebook pages, they're all about crawlers, crawler. They didn't have nothing, they couldn't do nothing. One of them carries a lot of RC4wd stuff, and I've gotten some things from them before. But they were a little disappointing today. They just kind of, shrugged me off. I'm not looking for, I don't need undivided attention, but I needed to have some things soldered, and they couldn't do it. So, on my way back home, I went by my local Hobbytown, which is still about an hour away. And they've done some soldering for me before on some motors, all the things I can do with the weathering and the styrene, but I'm just not good at soldering, so I needed to get this blazer running. So I took my blazer in, I showed them the situation, I told them what I needed, and we found all the stuff on the shelf. They had all the things I needed, and they soldered it up, made me some new motor wires, and here we are. So we're gonna get this bad boy running tonight. I think I've got everything I need. I've got a new axial AX2 or XL2, whatever their basic speed controller is. Those are really good. That's what Ray Wallace had in his rigs while he was here running with me a couple weeks ago. I've got tons of videos from that if you want to check those out, see some of his RC Model X trucks. So I copied him. I got me a brand new axial, which I do have to figure out. It didn't come with instructions because it was taken from a kit. I do have to figure out how to turn off the LiPo because I'm not running a LiPo. And I also copied him, and I picked up his Holmes Hobby 40 turn, and I had guys at Hobbytown make me some long wires because here on the Trailfinder 2 with the V8, these have to run all the way up to the front. So we're going to go ahead. I've got the motor and transmission pulled out, and I'm going to swap that. I got to crack it open and put the new motor in. And then we're going to run all the routing to the back and go from there. I did pick up a few other things. Hopefully I got some tire glue. I can glue these tires and wheels on. I want to drive it. I really want to drive it. I've been building this truck for nearly a month now, so pretty excited to get it out and run it around. I don't think I'm going to make it by dark. There was a bad wreck on the highway, so it took me an extra hour and a half to get home. So I'm running out of daylight here, but hopefully at least we can get it around the living room, since that seems to be my proving ground. I keep breaking trucks out there on my carpet. My guess is going to be the first thing to go on this truck is going to be the plastic shafts. They are the stock Trailfinder 2 shafts, and they're being with the R4 transmission and the way it moves the transfer case over, they're extended a little further than they normally are, so I think they're going to give out pretty quick, especially if this motor is as torquey as some of the ones that Ray had. Big fan of these Holmes Hobbies. I've never had one, but I drove Ray's D110. He had a 35 turn in it. It had more lower end grunt and twice the top end as my RC4 drive 55 turn did. Just the stock, the $9 motor that RC4 drive sells. Now those have been good to me for a long time. And I think part of my problem why my D110 wasn't performing well was because my battery wasn't fully charged. I charged it up in advance, and I think and plus that was only a 3,000 milliamp battery. So I'm trying all this, and we'll see what we get. And if it's still not up to par with the better motor and ESC, then I'm going to have to go LiPo. I'm going to have to finally take the plunge. But trying to avoid it as long as I can. Hang on to my Tamiya plugs for a little bit longer. So I'm going to start cracking open this V8 and getting this new motor in and running my new long giant wires out. And then we'll start hooking and strapping everything down. Alright, first test run. Making a clicking sound forward, not in reverse. Tire rub. Now the battery I'm using is just about dead, so Servo feels weak, but again, that could be the battery. Rolls nicely. Not sure if you can hear that sound. Thing's got quite a buzz. Not sure what that's about. Like I said, my ESC didn't come with any instructions, so it may not be set up properly. That may be I think that's the servo. That's the servo squawking. I did put a, what do you call it? One of those anti-glitch capacitors in there. It doesn't seem like that's doing anything. I'm going to keep messing around with this, and we'll put it back on the bench and take a look at it. Alright guys, I think you can probably hear it now. That is the servo. Where's my remote? Just squealing away. Won't be quiet at neutral. Only at all far right turn. Now it's... I don't know what's up with that. I'm going to keep messing with it, but I'm going to wrap this video up. My hardtop wasn't bolted down, so of course it came off. And I didn't put the rear body pins in because the body was not wanting to sit down on the stick pack battery I threw in there. So that made the back of the body come up and made my core support pop out. But no damage, just got run over. So it'll be alright. Didn't break the mounts off or anything, so that's good. So I'm going to keep troubleshooting, and we'll pick this up again later. So just a quick test run. Thank y'all for watching. I did want to say, I think it's going to perform decent actually. I don't know if it's just the tires. I mean, these tires aren't even glued down on these wheels yet. And it'd just pull itself right up over the little step in my living room there. And even that monster truck was having some trouble with that. So it's getting good traction. It's got good torque, even with the... I'm not sure if this is the dead battery or the bad battery. I've got two with no labels anymore, so we'll have to wait and see. I'm gonna track down the wiring while I've got some power on it and see what's maybe causing this servo to twitch violently. See if I can't fix that, and hopefully we can get it outside here in the next week or so. But anyways, thanks for watching.